Hey, what's going on? This is another episode of the Reporter Vlog News um, with a Friday doubleheader. Um, kind of still new, but they're still useful in some kind of way. But first one, let's get right into it. First one, five states sue Zillow and Redfin for alleged illegal rental advertising scheme. So, first story is dedicated under the title Hustler. Zillow and Redfin. Some stories can help out. Just in case this is dedicated to this story is dedicated to those who are looking for a place of their own. A startup. Shout out to my friend. I think she gave me this one. Uh, so shout out to her for this story. Okay. It's brought to you by US Today. The publisher being Maddie McKay. Maddie McGay. Maddie McGay. This was published on October 8th, 2025 at 10:05 8 a.m. All right, let's get into it. This double header. Okay, Attorney General from 5 states filed a joint lawsuit against Zillow and Redfin on October 1st for allegedly engaging in a legal scheme to stop competition in the online housing rental market. The lawsuit comes just days after a similar one was filed against the real estate companies by a Federal Trade Commission. Officials from New York. Officials from New York, Connecticut, Virginia, Arizona, and Washington, claimed that a February 2025 deal between the two companies resulted in Zillow paying Redfin $100 million to shut down its apartment rental advertising business and transfer its clients to Zillow. This agreement is nothing more than an end run around competition that insulates Zillow from head-to-head competition on the merits with Redfin. For customers advertising multi-family buildings, the lawsuit reads Zillow and Redfin unlawful agreement eliminates competition in violation of Section 1 of the Sherman Act. Considered as an acquisition, is unlawful under the Section 7 of the Clayton Act. Lawsuit claims that due to this agreement, the coal company violated federal antitrust laws. It also states that maintaining this agreement with the harm with harm both rental advisors and consumers. Also alleges that Redfin fired hundreds of employees as part of the deal to then help Zillow hire some of them. Mm. Zillow attempt to shut down its competition could drive up costs of advertisers and leave renters with fewer options when then searching for a new apartment. New York Attorney General Letitia James said in a press release announcing the lawsuit. The lawsuit seeks a ruling that would declare Zillow and Redfin's agreement as a violation of federal antitrust laws. An injunction to prohibit companies from engaging in this illegal conduct in a proposed divestiture of assets and reconstruction of businesses to restore competition. Both Zillow and Redfin provide the same statement for the new Zillow and Redfin provided the same statement for the new filing and previous lawsuit from the FTC. Redfin strongly disagrees with the FTC's allegation. Is confident we will be vindicated by the court of law. Our partnership with Zillow has given Redfin.com visitors access to more rental listings, and our advertising consumers access to more renters. A Redfin spokesperson said in an email statement on the NorthJersey.com, part of US Today's network. By the end of 2024, it was clear that the existing number of Redfin advertising consumers couldn't justify the cost of maintaining our rental sales force. Partnering with Zillow cut those costs and enabled us to invest more in rental search innovations. On Redfin.com, directly benefiting apartment seekers. As a spokesperson said in an email statement that the company's partnership with Redfin is a pro-competitive, pro-consumer by connecting property managers to more high-intent renters so they can fill their vacancies and more renters can get home. Well, don't really see the problem with this in this story. I really don't see the scam. Look like it seemed like to me that two companies are joining together as one and working together. She really don't get no commentary on this story. In other words. I guess it's one of those things that it seems like a scam, but it ain't. It's not really, at least to me. But what do you think? I'm gonna leave this story up to y'all. As far as opinions and comments, what do you think about this story of Zillow? About Zillow and Redfin, two real estate agencies, and well, what is it really a good partnership, or is it competition? Is it a battle of two partners together at the risk of renters that pretty much need apartments? Pretty much at the risk of customers that pretty much need apartments. But what do you think? I'm gonna leave this story up to y'all. Let's drop a comment in the comment section of this story or this episode in general. Yeah, I'll pick it up. But on to the next one. On to the next one. And the final story of this very quick one episode of the Reporter Vlog News. Okay, our final story. Texas prisoner Robert Robertson's execution halted by state's highest criminal court. Okay, this is brought to you by NBCNews.com. We don't get no backup story, no follow-up story for this one. So we're just going to use what we got. It's brought to you by, like I said, NBC. With the publisher being Eric Ortiz. This was published on October 9, 2025 at 10:30 a.m. Updated October 9, 2025 at 12:43 p.m. Nation's first execution of a person convicted in a shaken baby syndrome case was halted Thursday when the nation's first execution of a person convicted in a shaken baby syndrome case was halted Thursday when the Texas highest criminal court ruled in the condemned man's favor. Robert Robertson, 58, had faced an October 16th execution date for capital murder on the 2002 death of his younger daughter, Nikki. But the Texas Court Criminal Appeals said in an order that it would grant an emergency motion for a stay of execution pending the resolution of his claim, referring it back to the trial court. Case has been championed by the bipartisan group of Texas lawmakers who used their legislative power a year ago to help. Case has been championed by the bipartisan group of Texas lawmakers who used their legislative power a year ago to help block Robertson's execution and Roberson's execution in a last-minute maneuver. State Rep Republican Jeff Leach, a Republican who has voiced support for a new trial for Roberson, said in a statement Thursday that the court respected the experienced and conservative judges, rightfully stayed the execution of Robert Roberson, and with this action by the court, truth and justice finally win today. State Attorney General Ken Paxton had previously pushed for the October 16th execution date. His office did not immediately respond to a request for comment. The decision of the Texas Court of Criminal Appeals put puts a pause on Roberson's execution, with the judges referring to their ruling last year in another Shaken Baby case, in which they vacated the conviction of Dallas County man Andrew Rourke and called for a new trial. Dallas County prosecutor found Rourke to be actually innocent, including that a jury today would likely not convict him for injuries on a one-year-old child based on the adjacent advancements in science regarding shaken baby syndrome. After learning of the Texas Court of Criminal Appeals decision in Roberson's case, Gretchen Sween, a lawyer for Roberson, told Dateline anchor Lester Holt that NBC News podcast released this week, her client helped to underscore the strikingly similar cases of Roberson and Rourke. I would certainly say that the national spotlight that your podcast has shown on this case, and the independent reporting that uncovered many of the even new elements of due process problems and just lack of fundamental fairness, have had to have elevated this story, Sween said. I'm so profoundly grateful that in filing this year, Roberson's legal team argued that there's new evidence of his innocence, and that the medical and scientific methods to this convict him of the so-called shaken baby syndrome, in which a child is shaken so violently that the action causes head trauma, have since been largely discredited. His team also asked for a stay of execution of a new trial after claiming that the judicial officials in Anderson County, where a jury sentenced him to death in 2003, violated Roberson's constitutional rights. Roberson's lawyer said in a filing Monday that the first episode of the Dateline podcast, The Last Appeal, also highlighted new information about the Roberson case. In the podcast, Holt interviewed Nikki's maternal grandfather, who revealed claim of judicial misconduct involving the Anderson County judge who presided over Roberson's trial. So after the request in front of the Texas Court of Criminal Appeals, Roberson filed a separate plea this month with the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals for a stay of execution, so that he could file a new legal challenge claiming his imprisonment is illegal because of the overwhelming evidence that he was convicted using discredited science. The appeal is ongoing. Previous attempts to stop Roberson's execution have been exhausted, including as it relates to the 2013 junk science law. It allows Texas inmates to potentially challenge convictions. Junk science law allows Texas inmates to potentially challenge convictions based on advances in forensic science. Roberson has maintained his innocence in his daughter's death. In January 2002, Roberson and 2-year-old Nikki fell asleep in their East Texas home, and he later woke and said after he heard a sound and found Nikki had fallen out of the bed. Later that morning, when Roberson discovered his daughter was unconscious and her lips were blue, he rushed her in the emergency room. He showed little emotion, bothering the law enforcement's suspicious authority. Authority said. In 3 days, a detective arrested Roberson on a capital murder charge. The jury in Roberson's trial never heard the extent of how sick Nikki had been since the day she was born, including that she had been taken at the hospital. Let's see. The jury in Roberson's trial never heard the extent of how sick Nikki had been since the day she was born, including that she had been taken to the hospital more than 40 times in her short life. 2 days before she died, she registered a 104.5 degree fever at the hospital doctor's office. She was sent home with the medication Phenergan, which has since been deemed. Okay, let's see. Degree fever at the doctor's office. She was sent home with the medication Phenergan, which has since been deemed too dangerous for children. It now carries a black box warning from the Food and Drug Administration. Brian Warden, the detective who arrested Roberson and has since retired, has said publicly that he now believes Roberson's innocent. Warden told Holt in October 2024 that he arrested Roberson without knowledge of Nikki's medical history and was unaware that Roberson is autistic, which would have explained his lack of emotion. Roberson was diagnosed with the autism spectrum disorder 2018, year after Nikki's death. But doctors and law enforcement concluded that Nikki suffered blunt force trauma and was shaken. Roberson's defense team says a new understanding of shaken baby syndrome shows that other medications conditions can be factors in the child's death, as it believes was in the case of Nikki. Paxton, however, has remained adamant that Roberson is guilty of murder. His office took over the case from the Anderson County District Attorney Office this year. In a list of reasons posted last year on X to set the record straight, Paxton argued that Roberson's murdered his daughter by beating her so brutally that she ultimately died. All right, look, I'm gonna have to give this story to my audience. So what do you think? Was this death caused by a condition or by shaken baby syndrome, aka child abuse? Because this is another one of those stories. You got one hand, the child had blue and I think they said blue and black and blue lips, something like that, and on the other hand, you got the blunt head trauma. Well, what do you think? What do you think? Was this crime was this station was this situation started. That's shaken baby syndrome, or bad condition. It pretty much caused the death of his daughter. Or in other words, to make it pretty more plain, do you believe the defense team or do you believe the prosecutors in the Robert Robertson case of 2002? Yep, do you believe the defense team or the prosecutors? That is a question from me to you. All right, but on that note, that's to do it for this Friday episode of Reporter Vlog News. Like I said so many times once before, if you want to get in touch with this vlog, go to hop on Facebook, go to the search bar, type in Reporter Vlog News, and you'll be on your way. It's pretty much profile pic is pretty much old school reporter at the mic, at the mic delivering the news. That's pretty much it as far as the profile pic to this vlog. And you'll be on your way. And I'll also put this vlog on my Facebook, not Facebook, but YouTube page, YouTube channel. It's also on there. And the way you get there, I'll pretty much get to that is, let me see. If I can find my ID. Let's see. Let's get to that. Yeah. All right. Well, can't find my channel ID at this moment though, but other than this, check of her. Okay, yeah, I can find it. Can't find my channel ID right this moment to the Real and the Truth. Pretty much the thing, aka Dangabad Productions on YouTube. But pretty much the easy way, straight to the point way to get to the Reporter Vlog News is just like I say, go on Facebook, type in the Reporter Vlog News. And it should pop up. And like I said, the profile pic is pretty much an old school guy, in black and white at the mic, delivering the news, delivering the news. But that'll do it for this episode, this doubleheader on a Friday. You have a good weekend. I'm gone.